I'm going to show you how to overhaul the bottom bracket of a bike with a one-piece crank. First, you want to go ahead and remove the pedal. This is usually like a 15 millimeter little thing, and it's going to be on the left side, so it's going to be a left hand thread, so you're going to turn this in the opposite way to loosen it that you would normally to remove like a bolt or something. Next, you're going to remove this lock nut here, which is also going to be a left-handed thread. Loosen it, just slide this off. Next, there's like a little washer in here, and it's got like a little part that fits in this slot here. Slide that off. Next, you're going to remove this little ring in here, and you're going to remove this by turning this also clockwise. Get a screwdriver, get it into the little slot, and then just start rotating it out. To loosen it. And slide that right off. And then slide the bearings off. Okay, go ahead and remove the chain from the chain ring. So slide that off of here. And then we should be able to carefully slide the crank out, pull the bearing out, there, then slide the bearing off the crank arm there. And so we'll take these to the bike shop and get these replaced. Okay, I've got a rag with some paint thinner on here, so I'm going to use this to go ahead and clean out the races on the bottom bearing here. Clean all the old grease and dirt out of there. Examine the races, make sure everything looks okay. Everything does. I'm going to clean the other side as well. Clean the races on the crank itself. They all look good. Then clean the other race here from the other side. It all looks good. Okay, let's go ahead and put this thing back together. I got the new bearings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take grease, and I'm just going to go ahead and really pack these things with grease. Just get a lot of grease. Try to get in the grease in the little spaces between the bearings. And just pack it in there. And then we'll go ahead and put grease up in here. And we'll slide the bearing in, just like that. Now just go ahead and you're going to take the crank, just slide it in. And you might have to have the bearing out just a little bit. Oh, and the flat side of the bearing goes out, the cage part. So go ahead, slide that in, get the bearing into place, and just slide that into place, just like that. And we'll just go ahead and leave that there for now. And we're going to go to the other side. Okay, again, we got the other side. So we're just going to go ahead and pack the bearing with grease. Put grease into around the bearing races as much as you can in here. Then we'll slide the bearing down into place and fit it in. Again, the flat side of the cage goes out. The next part is the little lock nut part here, or lock ring, or whatever it's called, and that's going to go ahead and screw on. It's left-handed thread, so it's going to screw on counterclockwise. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, we're going to go ahead and screw this in. Move the cranks, really shake the crank around, make sure it's all seated, everything. And we want to tighten this enough that there's no play in the crank when we move it back and forth, but there, it doesn't bind up. So it moves smoothly, and then there's no play when we kind of move it back and forth. Boom. But it turns smoothly there. And okay. Once we get that, next we're going to go ahead and put this little washer on there. And the washer, this little notch in the washer is going to match up with this little notch right there. So we just slide that up into place. And then we bring up this little lock nut part here. Slide that on, and again, this is going to be left-handed threaded. So we just go ahead and turn this counterclockwise to put it on. It should go on relatively smoothly. Don't cross-thread it. And again, make sure that no movement, but it goes smoothly. We're going to go ahead and just tighten that into place. We tighten it. Again, check it, make sure it goes smoothly. It's a little tight, so I'm just going to go ahead and back this off just a little bit. Let me see here. And then loosen the lock ring just a little bit. And then tighten this back up. Move it nice and smoothly, no play. Tighten it good, smoothly, no play. All right, let's go ahead and put the pedal back on. Okay, screw in the pedal. This goes, it's left-hand threaded also, so it should screw in counterclockwise. Make sure not to cross-thread it. It should smooth in. It should screw in nice and smoothly. Then once you get it started, you can go ahead and use the wrench. Tighten that good. Okay, let's go put the chain down. Okay, just got to pop the chain on. This has got a rear derailleur, so I can just kind of pull the chain. Get it on the, pop it on. All done.